Let's slow this all the way down, because the story about T.I. and his son King Harris has turned into something much bigger than just rumors. What started as online talk has now grown into a full conversation about family, choices, mistakes, and what happens when everything plays out in public. Right now, there are a lot of claims floating around. Some people are saying T.I. exposed shocking truths about his son. Others are talking about serious tension between them, even hinting at legal trouble or deeper conflict. But before jumping conclusions, it's important to separate what is actually known from what is just speculation. What we do know is this: their relationship has had ups and downs for years, and a lot of those moments have been very public. The early warning signs. Back in 2022, King Harris made headlines after being arrested in Atlanta. At the time, he was still very young, just 18 years old. The situation itself wasn't the biggest crime in the world. It involved traffic-related issues, including not wearing a seatbelt. But what really caught people's attention wasn't just the arrest. It was how he reacted afterward. When he got out, instead of showing concern or regret, he laughed it off. He went online and celebrated like it was no big deal, saying he was back and free. That didn't sit well with a lot of people. But more importantly, it didn't sit well with his father. T.I. went live on Instagram shortly after, and his response was raw. He didn't try to protect his son's image or make excuses. Instead, he spoke honestly, almost harshly. He said it already warned King about where this kind of behavior could lead. He basically said, if he keeps going like this, he's going to end up in prison, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. That statement shocked people, not because it sounded cruel, but because it sounded real. T.I. wasn't speaking as a celebrity at that moment. He was speaking as someone who had lived that life himself. He had already been through legal trouble, served time, and experienced what happens when bad decisions pile up. So when he looked at his son, he didn't just see mistakes. He saw a pattern he recognized, and that scared him. He even admitted something that many parents wouldn't say out loud. He said he had done everything he could as a father. He had disciplined him, guided him, tried to teach him. But at that point, he felt like life itself would have to step in and teach the lessons he couldn't. That's a hard place for any parent to be. The breaking point in public. Things didn't calm down after that. In fact, they got even more intense in late 2023. One of the most talked about moments happened at an Atlanta Falcons game against the New Orleans Saints. It should have been a proud day for the family. T.I. was performing at the event, celebrating hip-hop history. It was supposed to be a good moment. Instead, it turned into chaos. During the game, T.I. and King got into a heated argument. It started with a conversation about upbringing. T.I. questioned his son's claims about being from the streets. He asked him something simple but powerful. Had he ever experienced real struggle growing up? King pushed back. He insisted that he understood that lifestyle, and even offered to show places he had been to prove his point. That's when things got personal. King's mother, Tamika "Tiny" Harris, joined in and said he did grow up with privilege. She didn't hold back either. She spoke openly, even sharing embarrassing details from his childhood. That moment hit hard, because now it wasn't just a disagreement. It felt like a family conflict unfolding in front of the world. King reacted emotionally. He felt disrespected and exposed. He kept repeating that he stands on business, trying to defend his image, but the tension kept rising. Eventually, things got physical. T.I. grabbed his son and restrained him while continuing to argue. People around them tried to calm things down, but the damage was already done. The video spread everywhere. Millions of people watched a father and son clash in real time. Social media fallout. After that incident, King went online and posted messages that made the situation even more serious. He expressed anger toward his father and hinted at feeling unloved. At one point, he even suggested that he felt like a mistake. That struck a nerve with people, because behind all the drama, it revealed something deeper. This wasn't just about attitude or behavior anymore. It was about emotions, identity, and a young man trying to figure out who he is. From the outside, people saw a celebrity family, but moments like that showed something more human and complicated, a pattern of controversy. The Falcons incident didn't happen out of nowhere. It was part of a larger pattern. Over the years, King had been involved in several situations that kept him in the spotlight for the wrong reasons. There was a viral moment at a Waffle House where he argued with employees over something small. That situation escalated quickly and made him look aggressive and disrespectful. There were also earlier incidents, like fights during his school years. Each moment added to a growing perception. People started to feel like he was trying to live a lifestyle that didn't match how he was raised. That became one of the biggest criticisms. Many pointed out that he grew up with wealth, security, and opportunities. But at the same time, he seemed drawn to a tougher image, one that came with real risks. And that's exactly what worried his father. The legal trouble gets serious. In 2024, things took another turn when King was arrested again. This time, it wasn't just a small issue. Police reports said he nearly hit a patrol car while leaving a gas station. Officers claimed they smelled marijuana and found a firearm on him. Then they discovered something else. He had an outstanding warrant for missing a court date related to earlier charges, including driving offenses and suspected impairment. That made the situation more serious. He was taken into custody, and once again, headlines spread quickly. For many people watching, it felt like everything T.I. had warned about was happening step by step. The 50 Cent drama. By 2026, things got even more complicated when T.I.'s long-running tension with 50 Cent became public again. What started as a disagreement between two artists turned into a full online conflict. At one point, 50 Cent posted something mocking Tiny. That crossed a line for the family. King jumped in immediately, but instead of keeping it respectful, he went too far. He made harsh comments about 50 Cent's late mother, which many people found offensive. Even T.I. had to step in. He made it clear that defending family is one thing, but disrespecting the dead is another. That was a boundary he didn't support. Still, he admitted something complicated. He said he didn't enjoy seeing his sons involved in drama, but at the same time, he understood why they wanted to defend their mother. That shows the difficult position he was in. As a father, he wanted to guide his son, but as a man, he understood the instinct to protect family. A turning point. After years of tension, something started to shift. By late 2024 and into 2025, the relationship between T.I. and King began to improve. They started spending more time together. They performed on stage as a duo. Their interactions became lighter, even humorous at times. It didn't happen overnight, but it was noticeable. King himself spoke about it in an interview. He said they were starting to understand each other better. He also mentioned that his father was taking more accountability in certain areas. That's important, because healing in relationships usually requires effort from both sides. T.I. also changed his tone when speaking about his son. Instead of focusing only on the negative, he started highlighting his strengths. He called him talented, caring, and full of potential. At the same time, he reminded people that his son is still young, and that matters. Fatherhood changes everything. Another major moment came when King became a father himself. In November 2024, he welcomed a child into the world. That kind of experience can change a person. Suddenly, life isn't just about you anymore. There's someone else depending on you, watching you, learning from you. Many people believe that this could be the turning point T.I. had been hoping for all along, because sometimes the lessons that don't come from parents come from life itself. Understanding T.I.'s perspective. A lot of people misunderstood what T.I. said back in 2022. When he talked about his son possibly going to prison, some took it as him giving up, but that's not really what it was. It was fear. It was a father recognizing a dangerous path, because he had walked it before. He knows what happens when someone keeps making the same mistakes. He knows how quickly things can spiral out of control. So when he spoke, he wasn't wishing anything bad on his son. He was trying to warn him. A complicated but real relationship. The truth is, their relationship is not perfect. It has been messy, emotional, and sometimes painful to watch. But it's also real. You have a father who made mistakes in his own life and is trying to guide his son away from them. You have a son who is growing up in the spotlight, trying to figure out his identity while dealing with pressure from all sides. That combination is not easy. Where things stand now, right now, things seem calmer than before. They are working on their relationship. They are supporting each other more, and they are trying to move forward. That doesn't mean everything is fixed, but it does mean progress is being made. Final thoughts. At the end of the day, this story isn't just about rumors or drama. It's about growth. It's about how people change over time. It's about how a father and son can clash, fall apart, and still find a way to rebuild. Most importantly, it's about learning. T.I. said it himself. Life is the ultimate teacher. And it seems like, slowly but surely, those lessons are starting to sink in. The real question now isn't what happened in the past. It's what happens next.